Hello YouTube, it's Rom from Ramen Noodles TCG, and you've probably been wondering where I've been. Uh, my last upload was on Valentine's Day. I wanted to do more stuff, but I've been busy with a few things. I've been testing for the OTS Championships. I don't want to make a video on that, but I might post the list somewhere else. I'll let you guys know. I've been working on a Horus video. I will have that out soon. And I've been playing a crap ton of Edison format. Now, you may be wondering why, and it's because I'm entered in the Beast Mode Edison War League. I am the team captain of the Sand Gang, and the league just started, and we played our week 1 match. So yeah, I wanted to be really prepared for that, and yeah, I think I prepared quite a lot. And we did quite well, but let's get into that. So, our match was up against Edison Medicine. I didn't know this at the time, but these guys are well known in the community for being Glad Beast players. This team is packed with Glad Beasts. They're real Glad Beast enthusiasts. Yeah. They didn't bring 5 Glad Beast players, thankfully, I guess, but I think all of these guys do like Glads. So for the first match of the round, we have my man Mitch versus L. Lionel. So Mitch wins the RPS, and Mitch is playing Frogs versus Hero Frogs versus L. Lionel's Diva Hero. So he's starting off with a Stratos, going for Swap Frog bounce to Swap Frog. Now this is interesting. Swap Frog bouncing Swap Frog is interesting because he could theoretically bounce the Stratos to recycle the Stratos search, but it's pretty understandable because he has the Substitute in hand, so he wants to do like the whole Frog line, which makes sense. Although maybe bouncing the Stratos would have been better because he can get the Evil Hero Malicious Edge, because he's going to get the Treeborn Frog back anyway, and he can just normal the sub. But I mean, it's an interesting line. I probably would have bounced the Stratos, but I'm not that much of a Frog player. So his opponent starts with the Diva for Gilman. Gilman is played in Diva Heroes. Most decks that play Diva do play the Gilman, except for zombies, which, you know, I'm a zombie player, so I know. So goes for Android, a very standard play, setting the return. This might have been a little bit early, but, I mean, I don't know, just no fear of backer removal. Gets punished by the Heavy Storm. So Mitch starts with the Swap Frog, gets the Treeborn, and then he just goes through the whole Substitute line. So he goes sub, swap, dump the sub, and then just keep rolling with it. Firing off a Miracle Fusion, getting in with Ab-Zero, get some big damage in, punching real hard. So yeah, I'm just doing some frog stuff. So hold. So, you know, setting up dupe, dupe sub. So dupe protects the sub from taking attacks, and sub protects the dupe from battle. This isn't quite a dupe lock, but it's pretty close. So Lionel kicks things off with the Prodigy into Caius. Caius banish Ab-Zero trigger, and then Lionel throws out his own Miracle Fusion to make an Ab-Zero of his own. Got a little bit of hero mirror action going on. You know, doing frog stuff. Mitch responds in kind. Attacks with the Unifrog, and then sets up the dupes. The pretty solid defense. Unfortunately, his opponent has Mind Control. Hitting the Mind Control, take the dupe. Sinking off for Armory Arm. Now, I don't think Diva Hero normally plays... Oh, no, they do. Because you have the Prodigy, if you're playing Malicious, you can use Prodigy and Diva. If you have, like, a Malicious Engrave, use Special Prodigy, Malicious Effect, normal Diva, you Diva for Diva, and then you make Armory Arm and Colossal Fighter, and then you do the Colossal Fighter OTK. That's why this deck plays Armory Arm. But it's also really good in the Frog matchup, because you can steal it and then chain it with a 2. Dupe, Recover, Swap, and yeah. Let's see if he can out the Ab-Zero. Just goes for some... uses the Swap Frog as a blocker. Fairly solid play, I suppose. Armory Arm. I don't know how I feel about this play. I feel like he should have just... I feel like he should have Raigeki break the Ab-Zero. That seemed a lot stronger. Because if you Raigeki break the Ab-Zero, Armory Arm swing, and then you just drop Gores. I don't know why he didn't do that. It seems like an odd sort of play. Sniping the back row is interesting. He has the Ryza, which... does he have another hero engrave? Okay, he does. So he has the Miracle Fusion, so he can go into a second Absolute Zero after clearing his opponent's Absolute Zero. So that makes sense. So he goes for the Ryza effects, spin back the Ab-Zero trigger, because pre-2020 Master Revisions, monsters can activate in the deck and extra deck as far as trigger effects. So the Ab-Zero does trigger. And yeah, Mitch goes for an Ab-Zero of his own, getting in for some damage. Hero does a pretty good top deck, getting Stratos. Stratos grab Mally. Stack for Plague, go for Brio. Brio pitch, Brio pitch Mally. The Ab-Zero should be an extra. I don't know why he just messed it up, but goes for Treeborn Frog, just sitting on it. And now he draws the Drunk Synchron, and now he's about to get gaming. Junk Synchron, bring back Swap Frog, punch. Now, this is a really key interaction, and this is why Junk Synchron is so strong in Frogs. Because Junk Synchron negates effects, you'd think this wouldn't work, but Swap Frog bounces for cost. So you can just normal Junk Synchron, bring back Swap Frog, bounce the Junk Synchron, and then you just have an infinite loop of guys. Swap Frog is a nice blocker that you can just keep bringing back with the Junk Synchron. And Junk Synchron making a wide... has the ability to make a wide range of synchros. Because of the Treeborn Frog as an extra material, you're not just locked into making 4s and 5s. Not just locked into 4s and 5s. You have Brio access, you have Goyo access. It's really good. Going in for some plays. Okay, so yes, this is the line I was talking about. Now, thankfully, Mitch is not a goober, and he did not leave a Swap Frog in attack position. Otherwise, he'd be dead. So, yeah, going for Mally, Prodigy, Diva, he has an Armory Arm potential. He goes for Dark End, which is, good removal, I suppose. He's probably not playing Red Dragon Archfiend. That might have been slightly better in this situation, but, not having it. It's alright. He goes for Prodigy, Punch with Dark End, and then Mitch drops Gores. Lionel already used the Dark End, so yeah, he's kind of in big trouble here, I think. Going for Ryza, and that should just be game. Yeah, so we bring it to game 2. These are definitely some hands. I don't know that I like either player's hand. I mean, Lionel has... he has Treeborn Kaya, so he should be fine. Just setting a Treeborn Frog and just, getting some Monarch plays going. Both guys have a lot of back row here. Torrential Tribute on both sides. Threatening Roar is really good in Frogs. Obviously, you want to block attacks and so forth. Gores is interesting. We'll see how this plays out. Going for just a set Treeborn Frog as you do. Mitch drawing a Swap Frog is pretty solid. Getting his own extra Treeborn into rotation. Not setting a back row. Probably wanting to drop an early Gores here. Future Fusion seems like an insane draw. So going for the Gilman to get in damage. Dropping the Gores. Good old Gores. Setting TT. Sniping the TT. Going for Treeborn Frog. Important to note is that if this was Heavy Storm, because, MST is a quick play, so he was able to snipe it in draw phase before going for Treeborn Frog, which is quite cool. If that were Heavy Storm, he would have gotten Torrential for a lot of value. So yeah, play continues here. Yeah, just going Swap Frog, punching in for some big damage, as you do. Swap Frog returns Swap Frog. It would have been interesting to see him return Gores, but I think bouncing Swap Frog is probably better. Well, no, he has Torrential. He has Torrential, so I feel like bouncing Gores might have been a little better. I don't know. I'm not a Frog player, but this is just what I'm seeing as far as this stuff. So Lionel has Future Fusion. He has Prodigy into Caius as a solid combo here. Let's see how this plays out. So MST Snack the back row. Just going for the Treeborn Caius, get rid of the Gores. You see that he should have bounced the Gores. Anyway, Caius punch in. Going for Future Fusion. Going for Malicious and I believe another Treeborn Frog. Oh, Malicious and Snowman Eater. Snowman Eater is pretty good in Diva Hero. It's just a good generic water monster you can play. It's pretty solid in side decks, especially. Because it's just a nice piece of removal to have in the side. But yeah, Mitch going for a Swap Frog and Sudden Threatening Roar. Goes for Mally Diva. Trying to make some big plays here. Going for Stardust Dragon to play around a potential Mirror Force, and not opting to make a second Synchro. I'm not sure what Synchros he can make here. I mean, obviously, this Colossal Fighter and the extra Dark End Dragon is also an option. I'm not too sure. I'm not too familiar with the hero extras. I don't know how much space he has for Synchros, but he's probably on multiple eights. Braincon the Stardust Punch over the Diva, and then Tribute it off for Caius, popping the Caius. Quite good value. Going for Swap. Dumping Dupe is... Oh, yeah. So he's bouncing his Caius. That's quite good value. Getting Dupe out of the deck just because it's not really needed. Solid play. The Dust Tornado contests the Future Fusion, which is quite nice. Yeah, Dust and the Future Fusion. Setting Prodigy is interesting. He probably wants to save Caius for a later turn, which is pretty understandable. Yeah, so Caius pop the Prodigy, and that's game over. Mitch takes this match 2-0. Good for him. So, next up we have me versus Mono Lightning. Now, if you're unfamiliar with who this is Jake. Jake, I don't remember his last name, but Jake is this guy is the Glad Beast player that got that made top 8 at SJC Edison back in 2010 with Gladiator Beast. So this guy has been playing Glad Beasts for at least a decade and way more, probably like a decade and a half at this point. And I'm playing Zombies. I mean, Zombies is my favorite deck. I have a fair bit of experience with it, but obviously nowhere near Jake's level of experience in the format. Also, my win rate against Glad Beasts is terrible. I went to a tournament. I got clapped by Glads twice. I haven't played this matchup that much. I believe my win percentage against Gladiator Beasts is like 30%, which is pretty abysmal, to be honest. Speaking of abysmal, my opponent's hand is quite terrible. He has Prisma Test Tiger, so that's pretty explosive. He drew the Sam Knight and the Darius. There's no back row here. In Glads, you obviously want to see your back row to protect your stuff. But Dust Shoot is pretty good. So, yeah, so he goes for Sam Knight, obviously wanting to save the explosive play of Prisma Test Tiger for later. Also, I don't know, I think he plays the second Darius, but having the Darius in the deck is pretty important for the Prisma play, because you Prisma dump the Wind one, Bestiary. You Prisma dump Bestiary, and then you copy the effects, or no, you copy the names. You Test Tiger the Prisma, and then you summon Darius, and then you bring back the Bestiary, and then you make Azaris. So yeah, he gets Bottomless Trap Hole, which is quite good. Going for Laquari, a solid play. So yeah, I go for Pure Maternal into Goblin Zombie. He Trap Dust Shoot snipes my Caius. Honestly, I think this is kind of Jover for me. After I lose this Caius, the game really goes downhill. I get hurt pretty hard. Obviously, if I let him get his Glad Beast resource loop going, I'm in pretty big trouble because he can start looping Rediari, banishing my stuff from grave. Gazaris is really good removal. I don't want him getting to that. I don't want him accruing advantage, so I have to go for this Diva here, I think. So I go for the Diva play. I go for Gaia Knight. I want to save my Goyo Guardian for later. But I get hit with Bottomless, which is a bit of a yikes. So I have 2 Book of Life, which is a solid extender, but I need to get one of his monsters into the graveyard first, and that guy has 2200 attack because of its effect, it gained the attack point. So I have to contest this 2100 Laquari, and I don't think I'm able to do that, which kind of sucks. So I grab Zombie Master, trying to get some follow-up going for next turn, potentially. See if I can make something happen on the crackback. Potentially a synchro. Like, I'd have to crash a Pyramid Troll. This is a really bad situation I'm in right now. Hopefully he just plays into Gores. But, I mean, yeah, he goes for Heraclinos. Reveal Heraclinos. This is interesting. He puts a guy in his grave. Maybe he's only on 1 Darius, which is why he has to go for Heraclinos instead of going for Bestiari. So he has to he can test Tiger directly into Bestiari instead of dumping it to the graveyard with the Prisma. So he goes for Test Tiger, going for Samnite. Samnite gets him a excuse me. Yeah, so Samnite gets him a Search, which is he gets War Chariot here, and I'm kind of boned at this point. So I mean, I can try fighting, but it's really rough for me. I drop Gores, which is pretty solid, but again, he goes a Quest, grab back the Laquari, Bestiari, and then he can just Geyseris pop my friggin' Gores, and I'm like, bruh, how do I beat this? I really can't. This is just too much. Not activating monster effects is really rough for me. I don't have access to a tuner because he beat over my Divas, and I can't get to Plague Spreader Zombie because I have no way to trigger Goblin Zombie because I don't have any tuners or a Caius or anything. So, I'm kind of boned. I try to fight on, but this is very much a hopeless game 1. I get charioted. I mean, I get a Search, so I finally get to my Plague Spreader Zombie, which is solid, but again, he recycles the chariot with a Quest. He grabs 2, gets for friggin' Secutor. I think in game, I thought, okay, he's going for Heraclinos here. It's Jover. But he didn't go for Heraclinos, which I thought was interesting. Probably he just wanted to keep things wide, in case of, like, random stuff. I don't know too much about Glads, but yeah, I have to go for this, at this point. So, right now I'm thinking, what am I thinking? Why did I bring back the... so I went Zombie Master, bring back the Plague Spreader Zombie, or bring back the Pyramid Turtle, because my idea here is I want to, like, force something to get into the graveyard, I believe, was the idea. Or, like, I wanted to force something out. I'm not sure why I went for Pyramid Turtle here. Wait, hold on. I went Turtle Crash. No, I was going Turtle Crash so I could, like, clear the... I wanted to trigger something. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I'm kind of dead anyway because of the friggin' Mirror Force and the War Chariot. This was pretty hopeless. So I go to game 2. He has a... My opponent's hand actually kind of sucks, low-key, because like, there's no Glads in here. Obviously, Shrink is very good. One key difference between Glads back in the day and Glads in modern Edison format is that Shrink is an easily accessible card. So it's able to be played in multiple copies. Back in the day, this was a prize card, so if you were playing it, you probably could only get your hands on 1. So Shrink is really good in Glad Beasts because not only is it a damage step trick, if your opponent attacks you, you can shrink your opponent's monster, so your Glad Beast gets to win the battle and then trigger at the end of battle. Not only is it good as like defense, but it is also, I mean, it's defense against stuff like Bottomless Trap Hole, because if you bottomless your opponent's Glad Beast, they can shrink it so that it no longer has meets the 1500 attack threshold, which really sucks. Because it has to destroy the monster with 1500 or more attack. It has to. It checks on res essentially. So yeah. Oh, he draws the Hoplimus, which is kind of unfortunate for me. If he didn't draw a Glad Beast, I might have had a better shot of this. So this man sets 3 cards. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm playing against Glad Beast. That set card could be one of 2 things. It is either Hoplimus or it is Morphing Jar. Now, I have Instant Fusion Caius, which is quite solid. I go for Instant Fusion. I go for Reaper on the Nightmare. Tribute it for... oh, he thinks on summon. Oh, yeah, the annoying crap about this is he can friggin' shrink my Reaper, and then it triggers the Reaper's effect to kill itself, which is really annoying. This prevents me from dropping Caius, which I kind of needed that Caius. So now he gets to save the Solemn Judgment, which really sucks. So I go for Zombie Master. I mean, I have to at this point. There's not really much I can do. So I have the read that that's either Jar or Hoplimus, and either way, I don't want to discard both Divas. I don't want to discard a Caius, and I don't want him triggering Hoplimus, which probably just loses me the game on the spot, to be honest. So he goes for Hoplimus. He goes for Test Tiger, obviously, to get Murmello. Murmello is good because it dodges Bottomless here, which is quite nice. So he goes for Murmello Punch. He goes for Bestiary. I Bottomless the Bestiary, and he has the friggin' Shrink! He has the Shrink, bro! So yeah, I draw Dust Shoot. I should have sided this out. I forgot to side this out. Yeah, I got nothing, dog. This is really rough for me. So he just does Glad Beast things. Goes for Hoplimus and a Laquari, just building up some solid defense here. I go for Heavy Storm. He has the Judgment. I mean, damn, that's crazy, dog. Yeah, so I said Diva. I'm really down bad at this point. He's playing Pole Position, which I think is really funny. This was actually in his topping list. So yeah, he resets his Glads. Setting the Pole Position. I have Judgment here, which is kind of nice to insulate future plays. But right now I just need a starter. I'm just setting Diva and crap. I could try to normal Diva and resolve Diva, but that's so bad. It's not gonna work. So I gotta just set and try to not die. Okay, so I top deck an Instant Fusion here, which is quite good. It's what I need to start playing some Yu-Gi-Oh! So I fire the Instant Fusion, tribute it for Caius. I Caius target the Hoplimus, try to get it out of there. Because obviously I can't deal with it by battle because it's got 2400 defense. So he has the Chariot, I have the Judgment, and then he has... Oh, no, wait. He allows... Oh, no, he already used his Judgment. Right. Yeah, so go for Caius. Wait, I don't attack this. Oh, yeah, I got really scared of Battle Traps. I think I had to attack this. I don't know why. I psyched myself out. I thought this was Mirror Force. I mean, if it was Mirror Force, I'm dead anyway. So yeah, I got really... I mean, game 1 was such a wash that I got really intimidated, and I psyched myself out, and I just didn't attack him. And now I'm in big friggin' trouble. I'm in massive trouble. Yeah, I go for Goblin Zombie, grab Mizuki. Mizuki is probably the best thing I can grab at this point. Blink is okay, but I need to top deck Minecon or BrainCon. He has Test Tiger in his graveyard, so Book of Life will do something here. I grab Spectre War Chariot. I top deck the Life. I'm Life-in. I go for a friggin' Goblin Zombie. I gotta start attacking him, otherwise I lose the game. I don't. I got scared of this back row, and I get hosed. So I top deck a Lure. I have the Turtle, which is really nice. I trigger Turtle. He lets me trigger Turtle, which is quite interesting. He already used the Chariot. So I get Mirror Force. a quest into the thing, and now I have removal. So right now I go Caius, I banish what I think is a Mirror Force, and then I get hit with pole position. And I'm like, bruh, pole position. I got pole position, and now I'm dead. So yeah, that was kind of embarrassing, but I mean, you know, hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby type energy. Yeah, I'm not very good at the Glad Beast matchup. I've practiced a lot of matchups. Glad Beast is not one of them. So yeah, right now we're 1-1. And now it is Tibbsy's turn. So this replay is reversed. My teammate is on the other side. So Murray is from Medicine. KT22 is my teammate Tibbsy. So we have Glads versus Heroes. So Stratos, you know, typical hero things. This is a pretty solid hero hand, actually. Getting Gemini's. So he has two options here. He can either go for Ocean to get the Miracle Fusion alive faster, or he can go for Alias to get the Gemini Spark alive faster. I think Alias is probably the correct play here. So going for that. The fact that Rescue Cat is a one-card combo in Glads is kind of crazy. You know, just getting the trigger, the Test Tiger. Going for Marmello, pretty solid. Getting the Marmello trigger, you know, having a big guy, the Quarry. Nice 2-for-1 on the Heavy Storm, dropping down the Alias, as you do. Damage Step Honest. No lies here, 100% honest. Sentence of back row, going for... Murray has to just play the Quest. There's really not much else that can be done. Yeah, dropping Book. He goes Gemini Spark, which is really good value. Getting a draw, getting some back row going. Sark for Rhoda, I think, is pretty good. Potentially the other Sark target would have been like Future Fusion, but I think Rhoda's probably a little better. He wants to get to Ocean. Yeah, I think going for Rhoda's probably better. Yeah. Bottomless into Bestiary, met by Book of Moon. Thunder King! Going with the Thunder King. Getting the beats in with the Thunder King. Attempting to compulse. He judgments the compulse, which I think is pretty interesting. It's a bit aggressive, but his opponent is completely out of cards, so it's pretty understandable when I really put the screws to him. Getting in with the Thunder King. Finally grabbing that Rhoda. Taking the damage, which is interesting. He probably wants to save Deep Prison for something more impactful, but I think he really has to out the Ryo. Ryo isn't too big of a threat, necessarily. Like, it's not amazing in the Glad matchup, but right now, it's what's going to kill him. So I think he probably had to Deep Prison that. So now, Murray gets to Call of the Haunted back a Rescue Cat for some serious sick combos. So he goes for Test Tiger Samnite, as you do. Marmello is interesting. Potentially, he could have gone for Darius. Darius, bring back Bestiary, and then try to go for Gazaris. But that would have been met like Starlight Road. Actually, wait. No, he can't go for Gazaris because of the Ryo. So yeah, Ryo is actually a really big threat because it stops you from contact fusing, which is kind of crazy. Makes the not going for Deep Prison a bit more sus. So now he goes for Darius, goes for Bestiary, now he goes for Gazaris, and then he gets Starlight Roaded. Oh, no. Okay, so he goes... Murray makes this incredibly smart play. He makes this sick read that one of these two back row is Starlight Road, so he wants to pop one. So he pops this one back row to play around the Starlight Road, and then Tibbs is just looking like a goober because he has the Starlight Road set and nothing else. So Murray played this really well. Yeah, so grabbing Prisma. So grabbing a Prisma of his own. Prisma's pretty interesting in Heroes. Yeah, I mean, it's just Prisma. So, yeah, he would have revealed... Yeah, so Prisma. The thing about Prisma is... I mean, obviously it's not like in Glads where it's amazing, but Prisma revealed Terra Firma. Lets you send Ocean to make Miracle Fusion alive off of one card. It's a pretty aggressive option, but when you're playing this kind of deck, you're naturally playing it honest, so it makes sense. Yeah. So, and you just want more hero names because one of the problems with heroes is that you can run out of monsters, which is probably why he's playing the Thunder Kings because you need more monsters in this deck. So it goes for the Gazaris, for Darius, and Quest. Going for a Quest, and now he goes for Heraclinos. Good old Heraclinos. Getting deprisoned. Miracle Fusion. Getting negated by the Heraclinos. And Murray takes game one. So Murray making some excellent plays there was what allowed him to take the game one. By not playing into the Starlight Road, that was an extremely smart play that basically won him the game. So props to him for that. Maybe Tibbsy shouldn't have been as aggressive with the Solemn Judgment. If he had held it for longer and chose not to get as aggressive, perhaps he could have saved it for a better opportunity to get better value. Now, Murray is on the back foot going second, so he's sided in some Cyber Dragons. Wait, what is this card he's playing? Wait, why is Tibbsy playing Mysterious Guard? What the hell is this? What? Target a face up. Oh, This is kind of go. He mentioned it in team chat. I didn't look at his list too in depth, but this is kind of a sick side deck card, to be honest. I don't know how good it is, but it's pretty interesting for sure. So he goes in with the Mysterious Guard. So not a great hand. Just kind of too many monsters, which is the downside of playing extra monsters, but like, it's heroes. You need to play all your heroes. So Stratos, grab Prisma. Obviously, you want to grab Prisma over Ocean just because it's slightly better. Because you want to grab Prisma over Ocean because you have a ton of monsters in your hand, so you're not going to need the Ocean Recycle as much as the extra attack from Prisma. So Murray goes in for a Sidra, hitting in, getting... Oh, he takes the damage. That's interesting. So he's holding the Deep Prison, probably for something more impactful, which I think is an interesting choice. I don't know how to feel about that. So, setting the Mysterious Guard. It's just Wind Blast. So, I don't know how I feel about that in this matchup. Oh, no. It seems good because you bounce the Glads. That's actually really smart. I like this a lot. Going for Test Tiger, Hoplimus. Go for Bestiary, try to pop the deep... Yeah. So, I mean, it's understandable that he held the Deep Prison, but I don't think he should have held it. Wasting it on a Sidra instead of Gladiator is kind of feels bad, but he gets punished for it pretty hard here. So now Geyserus comes down, popping the Mysterious Guard. Tibbsy taking some pretty big hits here. So going for the Heavy Storm. He's got a Heavy Storm. That's pretty good value. Heavy Storm Prisma, going for Terra Firma. The Miracle Fusion, by the way, was an incredible draw from the previous turn, because now he's back in the game. So going for Absolute Zero, which is the big boss of this hero strategy. Hero Blast is nice. He doesn't have any targets right now, which kind of sucks, but, what can you do? The Sidra getting more value here. Punch in Prisma. Absolute Zero going ham. Setting Alias. Probably just wanting to get a Hero Blast alive. Booking the Ab-Zero is interesting. I think he has to do it to just apply any sort of pressure. Or just keep himself from dying. Because Sidra actually can punch over the Ab-Zero, which is pretty important to note. So he tries to Sidra punch over the Ab-Zero, gets hit with Mirror Force. Obviously, you don't want to waste the Ab-Zero pop on a singular Cyber Dragon. That's just kind of feels bad. Setting Sam Knight. He has Judgment for the Absolute Zero. So this should trigger, I believe. Wait, what? Hold on. Why didn't Ab-Zero trigger? I know having a summon negated... I know it was a summon, but it was a flip summon. So I feel like Ab-Zero should have still triggered. I'll probably put, an addendum here in post-production, like, with a definitive ruling on this up on screen. But yeah, I feel like Ab-Zero should have triggered. Anyway, going in for the Ryo, solid Ryo. Tibs you with another Miracle Fusion off the top, applying some major pressure with another Absolute Zero, getting in with Voltic. Is that Voltic? It's friggin' Elemental Hero Voltic, bruh. Honestly, that's kind of goo. I like it. Wait, this summons back Ab-Zero. He's dead. Oh my god. This was played when I wasn't able to watch, so I didn't see this replay. And damn, this match is kind of a banger. I mean, this is a fine hand for Glads. It's a bit overly aggressive, because, you know, Test Tiger plus crappy Glads, you have to go for Test Tiger to really accomplish much. But, I mean, it's decent. Snowmaniator, Tibsy doesn't have any heroes yet, so he has to Sark for an E-Call. Sarking for E-Call, I think, is better than Sarking for Stratos because, you know, you have the potential to draw your Stratos and get better value immediately. So having a water for Miracle Fusion already live is quite nice. Yeah, he's just big chillin'. It's a bit of a slow sort of hand, but we'll make it work. Snowman Eater on the Mermello is quite good. Not getting the trigger. Yeah, so Snowman Eater coming in clutch. Bottomless for the Darius. Getting his E-Call going. Going for Stratos. Stratos grab an Alias. And now Tibsy is in the driver's seat. Well, I mean, not yet, but he has, like, Alias, Double, Spark, Miracle Fusion. So, like, next turn, he's gonna go ham. So, going for Bestiary to pop the blank Gold Sark. Taking damage to just get the trigger. So, the Quarry comes down. Big guy, large guy, an absolute weight. Oh, he didn't flip the pole position. Yeah, no. Okay. Yeah, no. So, obviously, if he flipped the pole position, his own Quarry would have died, which is why he didn't flip it. So, yeah, going for Gemini Spark. Oh my god, Honest is the draw. That's incredible. So, going for Ab-Zero. And Compulse is a pretty solid answer to Ab-Zero. Actually, it's really the only answer to Ab-Zero because now Tibsy doesn't have any more waters. So he has to somehow find his way to either another hero, I mean, just another monster in general to keep playing, or just find himself a water so he can fire off that Miracle Fusion. A Rescue Cat for a turn is interesting. I don't know if he can resolve this Rescue Cat because, you know, he opened double Test Tiger. So I don't know if this is a live Rescue Cat. I don't think it is, which probably explains why I never used it. Compulse on the Quarry is pretty solid. BrainCon, not really putting in too much work. Going for the classic Honest Poke. Bring back the Honest with its effects. Going for Rescue. Whoa! Rescue Cat is live. Oh, he's playing double Sam Knight. Okay, that's interesting. So, yeah. This is pre-errata Rescue Cat, so, you know, the effects are not negated, which is why this is so good. So getting double Hoplimus, damn, he's walling up. Potentially, honestly, I don't know how I feel about that play. Hoplimus is, well, Darius is banished. I don't know if he plays a second one. I feel like if he played a second one, he'd probably have summoned it, brought back to Laquari, and then gone for Heraclinos, because, well, I don't know, because Heraclinos is good knowing what Tibsy's hand looks like, but not knowing what his hand looks like. You saw we just had Honest, so, yeah, no. Double Hoplimus is to play around the Honest, for sure. Yeah, because Heraclinos just loses to normal summon a light monster, punch over it, activate Honest. Also, Murray is on Hedgeguard, which is kind of cute. I think Hedgeguard is like kind of Diet Shrink, but it's a hand trap, which can come up. Yeah, I feel like Hedgeguard is kind of just worse than Shrink, but it's interesting for sure. Going for Laquari, getting in the beats, some serious beats. Getting in big damage, going for double Quest. Man, that's some resource generation. Um, yeah, so he adds back both Glads, and now he goes for Heraclinos. Heraclinos in defense. This is interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, Heraclinos in defense, setting some cards, going for good old Heraclinos, trying to compulse it. Heraclinos effect, and that's Jober. So yeah, Murray beating Tibbs in a pretty, I believe this is what game three. Yeah, in a pretty solid match right here. So next up on the docket, we have Graceless, the Frog Phenom Graceless versus Weisel. Now, Graceless is playing Gadgets today. There's an interesting story about this. So, um, I asked Graceless what he wanted to play for this week one. When he said Gadgets, I thought he was joking because he's like always on frogs. This guy is like a frog god. So he's usually on frogs. So when he said gadgets, I'm like, what? And they showed me the list, and I was like, what is this? What is this list? I mean, look at his hand. Like, this is not a normal gadget hand. The concept seemed really interesting, but his list was really sus. So I had a friend of mine take a look at it, and together, me and my friend Isaac, we optimized the list, sent it back to him, and this is what he's playing. For reference, this Mobius the Frost Monarch. The first draft of this list had Moisture Creature in this slot. Moisture Creature. What? So yeah, obviously this is not your standard gadget list, and you'll see that in the replays. So Weisel is playing Hero. This is not a good. I mean, it's not a great hand. I mean, he can Future Fusion. I mean, he basically has to Future Fusion and then fire the Miracle immediately, which is not great. If he wants to make any sort of play, unless he's just going to set Honest, which, I mean, you can. So Weisel just passes. I think this is a pretty valid option. Bluffing something like a Gorz, especially into just setting a monster, not too bad, you know. With a more aggressive hand like this, you want to kind of hold back. Like if you're going first with an aggressive hand like this, or even like super early game with an aggressive hand like this, you want to hold it. Sometimes you want to hold it just so you can get the most value out of these aggressive plays. Like Ab Zero is crazy, but if your Ab Zero gets removed and you don't get value out of the Ab Zero field wipe, it's kind of pointless. So I respect the play to just pass here. So Graceless flips his hamster for Cataville Omen. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Cataville Omen, this stacks your deck for a trap card. He's playing gadgets, so you can probably guess what kind of trap he's playing here, what his search target is. So he's got... Weisel gets himself an Ocean off the top. Still not a great hand. I feel like at this point he should probably start... Yeah, especially with this kind of hand, he should probably go for Future Fusion. Future Fusion, send Stratos, run out the Ocean. Yeah, because he's got a Mirror Force backing him up, so he should probably go for Future Fusion... Wait, it's still his... No, he passes. So wait, yeah, he should have gone for Future Fusion, send Stratos, and then normal Ocean, set Mirror Force. You're chilling, and you have the potential to recover your Stratos next turn. I think that definitely was probably a better play. Maybe he was fearing a bottomless, but like, you can't really play around that. You just got to go for it. So the way things happen now, so Graceless gets his offering stacked, going for Reckless Greed. This was another innovation by Isaac and I. This was originally Legacy of Yatagarasu. We thought that Reckless Greed was a bit better, just because it's more aggressive, and this is a very aggressive deck. You're playing Ultimate Offering, for crying out loud. So this is a very aggro style of gadget. Good old Gadget Monarch. So yeah. Setting the offering, going for yellow, grabbing green. Getting the beats. Some serious beats here. So now he finally runs out the ocean. Choosing to not deprison the ocean, I think, is interesting. I mean, obviously, ocean, you probably don't deprison ocean. Yeah, you probably don't deprison ocean, actually. Yeah, no, that would make sense. You just let it resolve. Yeah, because you want to save your deprison for the friggin' absolute zero. So yeah, so now he goes for absolute. Wait, what? Huh? Huh? What? Hello? Hello? I mean, I guess. I guess you can banish the ocean, but like, it's just a plus if you banish the guy in your graveyard. It's not like he has Hero Blast. I don't get this play at all. So he goes for Ab Zero now. So Graceless throws down a green, gets a red, flips up the offering, begins the offering. So he goes for Mobius, gets Bottomless. See, Mobius is so much better than friggin' Moisture Creature. I don't understand why he was on Moisture Creature before. Mock it over that. So he goes for Offering, goes for red into yellow, Brain Control, and that's game over. So Graceless takes game one in a pretty decisive fashion. I feel like Wisel Infernity could have played that a lot better. But I'm not a hero player, but I think that probably could have been played a lot better. So Wisel Infernity is on the back foot. Wait, no, he's going first. Oh no, he's citing Sidrus because he's playing against Gadget. That makes a ton of sense. So E-Call for Stratos, setting Dust Tornado. Just going for Dust Tornado is interesting. You could be setting Pulling the Rug, but a singular Gadget does not contest the Stratos. So it makes sense to hold your Pulling the Rug for potentially like a Monarch play, because Wisel Eternity did see the Monarchs last turn. Or last game. So going for green into red, setting some back rows and chilling. Getting his Stratos deprisoned, dropping a Spined Gilman, and passing. Yeah, I mean, wait. Huh? I mean, okay. I guess he wants to save the Stratos, or the Cyber Dragon to get more value. That's a pretty fair play, I suppose. Goes for a blind MST or Dust Tornado and gets mega punished. That's really funny. Yeah, he goes for Dark Dust Spirit here. Yeah, Graceless goes for Dark Dust Spirit, popping the Spined Gilman. The problem with this deck is without Ultimate Offering, your hands clog with too many normals, and without the regular, because you're using so much space for like the Ultimate Offering package, like the hamsters, the cats, and the offerings themselves. You don't have the space to play the removal spells that Gadget is known for, so you really have to overcommit to some of these plays to out a friggin' Spined Gilman, which kind of sucks. But yeah, and then he eats a Pulling the Rug, which is pretty difficult. Wait, what? Yeah, he tries to normal summon again. He forgot he didn't have Offering on the field. Silly boy. So he goes for Alias, grabbing an Alias, getting the beats in. You know how it be. Setting a Reckless Greed, doing Gadget things. I think Graceless is pretty dead to rights here. There's not too much that can save him. Ultimate Offering, yeah, Reckless Greed, yeah, not good enough. Not good enough. Yeah. So, this is a far stronger hand. For both players, I think. Yeah, it's a far stronger hand for both players. You know, Alias, Honest, Sidra. Pulling the Rug is solid as well. Miracle Fusion for later. And the Dust Shoot is kind of crazy because it's Dust Shoot going first. And drawing the Cat of Ill Omen is just that icing on the cake at this point. So, you know, you get to Cat for Offering, and then you just fire the Reckless Greed, and then you just begin gaming. So, revealing his hand here, Wisel Infernity gets the Honest knocked out of his hand. Quite unfortunate for him, but I'm sure he'll live. I think. I hope. Well, I mean, you know, I want to see an interesting game. Heavy Storm, mega punish on the Reckless Greed. That was a massive punish. So, I feel like Wisel Infernity probably should have saved it for the Ultimate Offering. Unless he was, like, fearing some kind of OTK. Wait, yeah, no, he shouldn't be fearing any OTK because it's his turn. Yeah, that was a mega misplay. So yeah, the massive punish. Cataville Omen gets some ultimate offering, and oh, he's under reckless greed, which is kind of funny, but you know, there's an argument to not activating reckless greed there, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, getting a gadget, kind of not great to be honest. I think the play was to not actually activate the reckless greed because now he's just getting gadgets into gadgets, handful of normal summons. This is not great. He needs something mega good off the top, and he gets it. Hamster, never punished, baby. Go for the hamster. Went for Stratos into Ocean, getting that Miracle Fusion live, setting the Cataville Omen, accidentally summoning it like a silly boy. Getting in the Neo Salius beats Hamster into another Catavilloma. This is interesting. I mean, I don't know what a second cat really gets you. You just restack the offering, which is kind of silly. Yeah, so he goes for offering in the yellow. Now, if Wise of Infinity had saved that Heavy Storm, this game would have been so much different. Now going to battle Ultimate Offering into Mobius, the Frost Monarch, into Yellow Gadget, Ultimate Offering again, DDS, and then the DDS just kind of goes crazy. This card just kind of broken when you summon it in your opponent's battle phase. That's what I like about this deck. It's got some really explosive plays, but it's also kind of flawed. But seems to be working out for him. Going for the Ocean here, trying to recover his Stratos. Yeah, that does not. He wants to call up the Haunted the Stratos to pop the Ultimate Offering to prevent Graceless from running him over with gadgets. Fortunately for Graceless, he has the Crow. So he goes green into red. This back row is a fake back row, so he is unable to be saved by the onslaught of gadgets. That's 4 extra normal subs. Oh, he's running. Okay, so he goes DDS. Wait. Yeah. Oh, wait, why did he keep doing that? He should have gone for DDS earlier, I think, because he needs to clear the Ocean, like 100%. I mean, he's just cycling through gadgets, which is fine, but, like, why? I don't get it, man. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, so he, set and passing, friggin' Reckless Greed into Pot of Avarice, never friggin' punished. Never punished. This man is just a god. So yeah, he fires off the Pot of Avarice, and yeah, this is Wise Infernity is kind of getting cooked into another DD Crow. Just perfect. So he goes for the Ultimate Offering, another gadget, green into red, going for the DDS first. He learned his lesson. Going for red into yellow, and I think that's it, because this is a fake background. So yellow into green, and that should be game. Yeah, so that was quite a quite an interesting match. Graceless has a pretty interesting deck. To be honest, one of the reasons why I'm happy with Graceless on the team is content. He plays really cool decks, and they're interesting to show off on these replays. So yeah, well done, man. I'm happy to have you getting in the dub for us. So, on to the final match. We have Gajillin versus Jigajazz. Now, Gajillin is our Gajillin is our Light Sworn gamer. Now we have we have Gajillin on Light Sworn versus Jigajazz on Black Wings. This is a pretty good hand for Black Wings. Not having Whirlwind is fine, but it's not amazing. But it's a fine hand. Going for Raikou, I don't know too much about Light Sworns. Maybe you could charge turn 1, but I think going first, you don't want to charge turn 1 because you kind of want to keep the wolves in deck and really get them going for next turn. Pumping the Bora, probably anticipating a big flip monster of some kind, so punching over it. Ryko dealing damage. Milling double Honest Necro Gardener. Kind of crazy, to be honest. Because he has the Beckoning Light, he can recover the Honests and do quite well for himself. Setting 2 back row. He fears no Heavy Storm. MST on the Legacy of Yada. Everybody's shotgunning MST and getting punished for it. I mean, I know he doesn't play Edison that often, but yeah, you really want to watch when you shotgun your MSTs. It's not great. Especially against Blackwings. Especially against Blackwings, you want to have the MST so you can stop a Black Whirlwind from running you over with advantage. So yeah, you would definitely hold the MST there. Never friggin' punished, I guess. Charge Mill Wolf Trigger. Going for Oppression here. Going for Jane. He fears no Kalut. Jane is pretty solid. Lightsworn actually doesn't lose to Royal Oppression, which I didn't know. Because, when you think of Lightsworn, especially in later formats, you think of this really aggressive combo deck. You'd be like, damn, this deck probably loses to Royal Oppression. But in Edison format, you're just kind of chilling with Janes and Aaron's and Rykos. It's pretty slow and methodical. Even though, it is pretty aggro because you have the JDs and stuff. But you have a ton of removal for the Royal Oppression. So this deck actually doesn't lose to Royal Oppression. Shore the Blue Flame coming down here. If I were Gadgel, a part of me would be tempted to just Beckoning Light. It's not a mate. Or no. You have the Necro Gardener. So he can just fire the Necro Gardener. Oh. He goes for Beckoning Light. I mean, Beckoning Light at back Honest is pretty good. If I were Gadgel, I would definitely hold the Beckoning Light. Just like Necro Gardener here. You can Beckoning Light next turn, get your Honest that way. Because Hamster's a really good card. You don't want to give that up. And Recharge as well. That's quite good. Solid draw power. I would not have made this play, but dropping the Honest. The nice thing about this is that Jazz does not get a redeclare because the number of monsters on the field did not change. So he can just add back the Honest and immediately fire it. Jazz setting 2 back row. He fears no Heavy Storm. Wait, hold on. Did he mill the Heavy Storm? Oh, no, he didn't mill the Heavy Storm. So Jazz just fears no Heavy Storm. Right now, he has 3 Darks Engrave. The dad is online. But he's under Royal Oppression. So, yeah. Getting some hits. Oh, hitting a wolf. But getting oppressed, but, he goes Lila Pop. He Lila Pops the JD. Or he Lila Pops the Dimensional Prison. Which is quite good because if he pops the Royal Oppression, the dad comes down and just owns him. So yeah, that was quite smart play from Gadgel. Compulse is kind of desperate on Garoth. You really got nothing else. Gets the mills, and Gadgel takes it to game 2. Alright, let's look at these hands. So, Jazz's hand kind of sucks. It's just Kalut. I mean, Kalut's a good card, but it doesn't win games on its own. Having some back row here is nice, but I don't think it's... He needs some plays to actually play the game. Gajilan's hand is not great. He's got Ryko, but he's got a wolf in hand. Recharge can obviously pitch the wolf to convert it, but... The Consecrated Light is really... God dang it, Gadgel, stop doing this! Bro, stop with the MST! Come on, dog! Alright. I only joined in game 3 when I watched this. I did not see this. I would have been kind of fuming, to be honest. I mean, I understand he hasn't played Edison in a couple months, but it hurts a little bit. A nice mills, by the way. Getting some names in there, drawing a recharge. Consecrated Light is pretty ballsy. Obviously it loses to the Sidra, but he has no way of expecting the Sidra. I think siding in the Sidras was pretty heads up from Jazz. Lightsworn's, I mean, it's Lightsworn, but, you know, Cyber Dragon is a solid card going second in a lot of matchups. And Lightsworn seems to be one of them. It contests Wolf. It contests Jane. It's just a solid card. And it's a really good out to Consecrated Light. So props to him for playing that. Discarding the Raikou. Getting some mills, I suppose. JD, I believe, is JD online? JD is online. He has 5 Lightsworn names in Grave. So he's sitting on a Consecrated Light and he gets bodied by the Sidra. Stop! Stop throwing your back removal at the wall, gosh dang it. What? Why? And then he has the Black Whirlwind Mirror for Solemn. You threw all your back removal away, and now you're getting destroyed. No, Gadgel. No, Gadgel. Okay, yeah, this is another heads-up play from Jazz, attacking with the Sidra to bait out some kind of Honest before a Brain Con. And now I can just make Armor Master. And, yeah, so I join at this point. So I start watching here. Yeah, when I see the Shura Whirlwind search, it's pretty much over. Yeah, there's not a whole lot he can do. He pops the Armor Master, but gets the Shura trigger anyway. So there's when I was watching this, I thought, is it worth it to pop the Shura to prevent the Shura trigger? Probably not, because Gadgel doesn't have a great out to Armor Master, to be honest. I mean, the Solemn Judgment makes all of this irrelevant, but I don't know. Perhaps the only thing that saves him is the top deck JD. And in that case, maybe the Shura was better. Popping the Shura was better because that outs the Armor Master. And preventing Jazz from getting to Vayu gives him less follow-up. Which is something to note, I suppose. Yeah, so, wait. An important thing to note about this is the fact that when Shura summons a monster, it summons negated, so you can synchro with the Vayu. Yeah. And he goes for Armed Wing, and that's basically game over. Yeah, so Jazz brings it to game 3. And with the Kalut, that's over. So, okay, hold on. Prepare yourself for this game 3. So, yeah. When I saw this, my mind was kind of blown by this game 3. And if you'll see by the hands of these players, you'll see why. The fact that Jazz kept in all this back removal against Lightsworn is... honestly, I think it's a little silly. He's scared of Royal Decree, I get it, but, like... It leads to hands like this. Yeah, so... Yeah, the top deck Gold Sark is broken as hell. So he goes for Charge of the Light Brigade, grabbing Raikou, a solid start. Goes for, yeah, Gold Sark for JD. There's an argument to go Gold Sark for JD before activating Charge, just so you don't, like, mill a JD, but... I mean, milling a JD isn't bad because you have Beckoning Light. Okay, because he has the Beckoning Light, I think it's better to activate Charge first. So Gadgel made the right play here. So he goes for Consecrated Light over Set Raikou. This is an interesting call. Because he has the... yeah, because of the Dust Shoot, I like this a lot better. I mean, regardless, I think you'd probably still go for Consecrated Light. But you can, like, Dust Shoot, Snipe a Sidra or whatever. So that's quite nice. Yeah, he goes for the Dust... he draws the Bora, and the trap Dust Shoot snipes it away! Oh, no! Jazz is getting, like, turbo-sacked here. This is truly the Lightsworn matchup of all time. Okay. He plays into... Alright. When he went normal Lumina, I was a little bit skeptical of the normal Lumina. Like, I get it, but you're playing into Icarus attack really hard. You saw his hand, you saw that he has no Black Wings. I guess because you saw that he has no Black Wings, it's probably time to get the beats in. Yeah, no, I guess it's time to get the beats in. You want to get damage, you want to get your mills going, so when you do get the JD back, everything becomes online. And them some mills. Milling double, it doesn't really matter. He's Jazz's forced to set Blizzard, and then go for the Icarus attack. So in the draw phase, he goes for Icarus attack. I don't know how I feel about doing this in the draw phase. I mean, it's fine, but you kind of get punished kind of hard. So set Raikou, Legacy of Yada. Yeah, so Legacy of Yada. Raikou, pop the MST, Wolf summon. Wait, hold on. Let me check the graveyard. Okay, so he's at 2 Lightsworn names. Still needs some stuff to power up his Judgment Dragon. Setting a second Raikou, quite solid. Draws into Shuro. Okay, so these were some hella good draws. My man has the Sirocco, he has the Shura, and he has Black Whirlwind, which is kind of crazy, along with a Mirror Force. So he goes Whirlwind Sirocco. About as good as you can get, really, but I don't think it's enough. He's too far behind, and Gadgel makes the smart play of just doing Just Mills. Yeah, good on him for remembering you can do that. Yeah, so setting some back row. He goes for the Heavy Storm to beat the Stardust, and then he drops JD. So he drops JD to wipe the board. And then he drops the second JD. He has the second JD. So, after that mega sack, the Sangang takes the match. Well played, Edison Medicine. You guys put up a great fight. This was a great match. Thanks for playing. And good luck in the rest of your rounds. And with that, I will see you when I do the report for round 2. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Have a great day.